William Whalen here for GetMoreSports.com, and we are now running a feature going through the end of this month called Recruit and Return. What we'll talk about here is what various schools that made the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament need to do with recruiting, and of course, maybe getting a little luck with guys returning to school, but what they really need to do with recruiting, who they have coming in to get back to that Sweet 16 spot in the second weekend of the NCAA tournament. And of course, we're going to talk about the national champions, the Duke Blue Devils. When you have Mike Krzyzewski, you're always going to be in the fold of things, of course, but especially with the talent that he brings in. Now, his 2015 class doesn't have the star power that his 2014 class did. He's not getting the number one recruit in the country in Jahlil Okafor because that's Ben Simmons, and Ben Simmons is going to LSU. However, what he does have is a really dynamic duo, one wing player and, of course, one post player. He's got Luke Kennard coming in, really a 6'5" swing guard, can knock down shots. This is going to be a classic Duke wing, what we expect to see out of a Duke wing, a guy who can come off screens, handle the ball a little bit. Him and Grayson Allen are likely to team up on the perimeter to provide one of the better shooting dynamics I think that we'll see in college basketball next year. Another guy, a guy who I'm really, really excited about, of course, is a Las Vegas product that didn't really explode onto the scene until about a year and a half ago. I'm talking about Bishop Gorman High School's Chase Jeter. Now, he plays alongside Steven Zimmerman, who's been a top 10 prospect since he was 12. But Jeter is the more agile of the two. Really great foot speed, of course, very athletic. Skill set is starting to come around. He doesn't have the perimeter game that Zimmerman does, but he's extremely, extremely hardworking. His development has been impressive to watch. I think he's going to be a really dynamic player for Duke next year, especially with the way that they coach their bigs. Defensively, he's an upgrade over Jahlil Okafor. I don't think there's any question about that. Not as offensively polished. His body isn't quite as big, not quite as long, but nonetheless, 6'11" center. I think Duke is getting a big-time player in Chase Jeter. Pair those guys up with who's coming back. Of course, the decision of Tyus Jones on whether he leaves for the NBA draft is going to be huge. But I do believe Duke has pieces next year to return to the Sweet 16 in a spot that we're familiar seeing them, and it's going to be on the back of those two freshmen.